Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 70 of Banned from Broadcast. We're hopefully getting closer to, 100? Episode 100. I don't know when we'll hit it, but we're 30 episodes away now, so it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, we'll hit it in about 30 episodes.
Yeah, give or take, about 30 years it might take at our current rate.
Could be tomorrow, you never know.
One episode a year.
Well, we are planning
Basically.
to get back on a schedule.
Yeah,
Of sorts.
I don't want to make like a preemptive announcement, but we are trying to go back to our 2-week schedule, hopefully. So
One can hope.
yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Maybe we stop basing our recording times around Caden's schedule.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll stop recording in general.
Yeah, we're just going to
This
delete
is the last
whole show.
episode.
Yeah. We're done after this.
We're
not
giving
final
it to the
goodbye.
other band from broadcast.
Show's just not even allowed to be on the last episode.
This is my final message.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, so what's our first topic looking at? I like Breanna's. Breanna had something here. Very philosophical. What is the intrinsic value of an individual? What do you mean by that?
I meant, like, what do we base the value of a human as? Like, is it what work they do? Is it just them existing, being alive?
Oh, dude, philosophers would have a heyday with this one.
Yeah, wait, Caden, are you in philosophy right now?
I am in philosophy. That's why I say that. There's a lot of different people who have a lot of different answers for that.
Yeah, I took philosophy last semester, and it was really a class that I enjoyed.
You know what? I forgot the dude's name already. Oh my god. Well, some philosopher once said,
Some dude.
I think, therefore I am. All right. His last name starts with an R, I think. And
Rick Sanchez.
Yeah. Rick and Morty once said,
Richard and Mortimer.
I think, therefore I am, Morty. And everything else is useless. So, yeah, there's your answer.
Starts with an R. I don't know. I got to catch up on my philosophy lore.
I think I
It's
know who
Rene
you're talking
Descartes.
about.
Rene Descartes.
I have never heard of that man ever.
He's the one.
Anytime that I hear that, I think of I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Okay, what is that
because-
about?
Pretty much.
What?
I hear
I-
that. Is that a story? Like, is it a book?
So, it's a book, and it's also a video game.
Isn't it
What?
horror based?
It's like
kind of,
it's not like a
in a way.
it's like cosmic horror, isn't it?
I have no ass, but I must shit.
It's based on this computer that humans built that really hated humanity. So
Soma.
he destroyed all of humanity and then took a couple people and just basically tortured them.
Oh,
Fun.
that's nice.
Exciting.
So
Yeah,
what-
Age of Ultron.
And he quotes in either the video game or the book, probably both.
He quotes Rick Sanchez.
Yeah. He says, Cogito ergo sum,
Yeah,
I think therefore I am.
Cogito ergo sum. It's also a sword in Destiny. Just
Yeah.
put
Is
that
it?
out there. Yeah, ergo
Wait, like the
sum.
full name? Oh, or
No,
something.
it's just ergo sum. But the quote goes pretty hard. I think, therefore I am. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he said that basically because it was like, what is the self? And he's like, I can boil it, like, I can doubt every single thing in my life besides myself. I cannot doubt my own thoughts. So if I think I must, therefore I must be alive, therefore I must exist.
Right. Yeah, it's a really cool saying.
Yeah, philosophy is like really neat, all right? Like when you want to get into it, but when you're forced to
Yeah.
get into it, it's very not.
Do you feel forced at the moment?
Yes.
I wouldn't say force is probably not the right word. It's more of like there's just so much fucking reading I have to do sometimes. I actually found a loophole. What I do now, don't tell my professor, is I just like copy.
We're going to show him the podcast.
Right. Because I bought my textbook online. I'll just copy
Yeah.
the text, like a really long piece of text, and I'll just have AI summarize it for me, and then I'll just read it like that. And it makes my reading go by a lot quicker, because sometimes I'll have to read like 40 pages, and
Ooh, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be lucky; it'll be like 10. But I think the most I had one time was like 42 pages I had to read, and that was before I realized the AI hack. So I actually read the whole thing. And then I have to like write about the major philosophers in there, and I have to write like the central arguments in there, and I have to write how it relates to my own life, and then I have to write original questions based on that. It's annoying.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Cool class though.
I'm glad that in my ethics class I didn't have to take any books.
Lucky.
I was gonna
I
ask you.
didn't get any texts. I just had to write like a lot of papers.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you had much homework for that class, but I guess I got my
No.
answer now. No, Caden.
Oh
For
yeah,
his,
no.
philosophy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, the only homework is just I have to write fill in these 4 paragraphs. It's the same question every single week, and it just varies on how much I have to read. But otherwise, no. I mean, I just got done with the major project, which is like we had to make a poster based on a philosopher or a like paradox or some sort of thing in philosophy. I chose the so rights paradox, which is basically like the vagueness paradox. Just like if you had a heap of sand and you took 1 grain of sand off at a time, when would you eventually be able to say this is no longer a heap? Because if you take 1 grain of sand off, it's still a heap. If you just keep doing that over and over again, you can't just pull 1 grain of sand and say, oh, it's no longer a heap, you know?
Well, it depends on like I guess how big it is to begin with, like how it starts.
How does one describe a heap?
So you have 100,000 grains of sand, okay? And then you take 1 off. Still a heap. I mean, I think it's
Even 100.
I think it's more based on look, like the physical look than like the actual number.
Yeah, I was gonna say like even 100,000 grains of sand. Like I feel like that'd still be maybe like a palm full.
Just imagine
You
a
know?
heap of sand. Like you took a big scoop out of the beach. You put it on the table and you heaped it up, and you got a pair of tweezers and you took 1 grain of sand off at a time. Like when would you be able to say this is no longer a heap? Compared to at what single grain of sand pulling off do you say this is no longer a heap? So that's basically the paradox, and it's a pretty big thing. I mean, like it's very prevalent in definitely modern times, just because of like vagueness, especially in the judicial system and stuff. Like we don't really
Yeah.
have an exact like line in the sand for a lot of the stuff we do, especially for legal cases. It's a very like vague, overlapping gray area, and that's kind of where the paradox comes into play.
Well, if you
Yeah.
want to really get philosophical, it's all just like what constructs, social
Yeah.
constructs, and all that.
Yeah,
so
basically.
It's like, we decide what is the like the line in the sand and all that. There isn't like a natural law or anything that we're following
Yeah,
per se.
John Mill talks about that. Who's somebody I'm reading about right now. But yeah, anyways,
That's cool.
philosophy's neat. I mean, I literally only took the classes just for a pastime since I'm moving soon, and I just didn't want to go to work every single day. And I was really tempted to just
Yeah.
drop out because I didn't want to do the homework anymore. But I was like, nah, I gotta lock the fuck in. And,
I feel that. That's what homework, dude. We were kind of talking about homework before we started the call.
Yeah, because my dumbass homework that I
Yeah,
had to do.
Bree just spent like the last hour or two doing like math homework. I hate homework. Like,
Calculus
I hate
specifically.
math,
dude, I can't
AKA
do
just gibberish.
pretty much.
Yeah, literally. Dude, I can't do homework anymore. Like, I haven't been in college in like 2 years, but when I was in there, I was pretty interested in the classes I was taking. I was taking like television production and then like a broadcasting
That
class,
sounds
which,
fun.
to be honest, the broadcasting class is pretty fucking boring. Like, the guy just lectured mainly. There wasn't really anything hands-on, but TV production, there was supposed to be like hands-on stuff, but I never really got around to actually doing it before I just dropped it. Cause like, oh my God, we were just being like inundated with bookwork for the first month or two, and it completely took me out of it. And most of it was homework too.
Yeah, book work is just
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude, it's a motivation killer. It sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like after high school, I just completely like, I can't even like hold it together with bookwork or homework. I just completely lose interest.
I think we're like mentally trained to hate it after a while.
Yeah.
So, on the topic of like book work, like reading specifically, like textbooks, I took a film class this summer, and
Oh, you did?
it was required for science. It was required for science.
For science.
They're at
Science.
gunpoint.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. But anyway, I enjoyed the class, like the topics that it covered, and I really liked the book, but I could not make myself read it. Like,
Wait,
for
at all?
for the class. Like, I hated actually reading it for the class. I could read it now and be like, "Oh, this is really interesting. I like this."
Really?
But while I was taking the class, because it was work, I could not bring myself to really like read it. I'd wait until the last second, and then I'd.
Well, how do you find it interesting outside of class, but not during it? Like, what is the? Is it just the fact that you're in class?
I wasn't. It was an online class. So that's
online
like part
classes
of it.
suck.
That makes a lot more sense.
But
Wait, Bree, what do you?
because I was forced to read it for class, I felt like it was. I couldn't bring myself to do it really,
Yeah, I understand that.
despite being interested in it.
Bree, what are you studying in college for?
So, my ultimate goal is nursing, but right now I'm getting an associate's in science.
Very cool, very cool. I have an aunt who's she's a nurse, and she has a degree in business, her medical degree. I think she has another
Nice.
degree in something else. I don't remember. But yeah, she did a whole lot of stuff in college, and they keep asking me like, "Oh, are you gonna study in college?" And I'm like, "Maybe, probably." Like they all got excited because I went for this semester, but I was like, "No, I'm definitely not going to keep going." Like the only reason I'd probably go back to college is for a trade. Like I want to be an electrician when I move, so probably be for that. Morty, but yeah, that'd probably be about it.
Morty, I'm going to college.
Morty, I'm gonna electrocute myself.
I'm going to be an electrician, Morty.
But I mean, oh, dude, exciting news though. Nick, you know that Nick, have you ever seen the Jeep that my dad has?
I think maybe. Is it
Yeah,
parked
so
at your
my
house?
dad has this Grand 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee that we basically got for free because some old dude got it. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
got it repossessed, or not repossessed. He got it towed, or something like that. But my dad got it was in our tow yard for a while, so my dad got it. He's been using it as a work vehicle, and I just bought it off him for like $2,500. So I got me a second vehicle now.
Nice.
Is that's going to be like your work vehicle?
It's a 2012. It's a base model. It's a Loretto.
So it's made of plastic.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
It's a Jeep. It's a Jeep. Nick.
Wait, what is the gas mileage on that?
I think it gets around 19 to the gallon, but hear me out. It actually gets better fuel mileage than my Lexus. Technically, my Lexus gets better miles to the gallon, but because the Jeep has such a larger tank, I get like 450 miles on a full tank, and my Lexus gets like 280. So the Lexus gets like shit poor fuel mileage, but I don't drive it for the fuel. I drive it because it's fun. I have so much shit I need to do on it.
Yeah. And you already dumped so much money into it now.
Yeah, like oh my god, dude! I have to replace the VVTi pulley on the front of my engine. It's an intake pulley, and it's just a whole big thing. If I have a shop do it, it's gonna cost me $1,600. But if I just do it myself, it's gonna take me a couple hours, and I already bought the gear, which is like $250. But it's just it's a timing piece, so I have to make sure everything's exactly where it needs to be when I start the engine, or else I blow my engine. So that's fun.
Ah, fuck.
But I was like, fuck that, dude. I'm not having a shop do like work on my car again for that much money.
I have to get some stuff done to my car. I need
You need
all the
insurance,
shocks
Nick, is what you
on all
need.
four corners.
You need fucking insurance.
I don't tell them that. I have insurance officers.
Don't tell them.
bro, how long have you had this car for?
This guy drinks and drives. Here's his address. Get him.
I had insurance for a month, and it was $186 per month
What? For insurance?
for just
God.
liability.
So
the
people want to hear about insurance rates.
Because the car's in my name, and I'm under the age of 25 or some shit.
Damn, that blows. But if you get in an accident, or anybody else gets in an accident, you're fucked. You're so fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Luckily, I'm the best driver in all of America.
that's true. I've seen him. Hell or high water, he'll make it.
Last time I drove Nick, he just floored it on every turn.
He ran every light, every stop sign, nonstop.
It doesn't matter if it was green or red.
We'll leak Nick's address at the end so the cops can find him.
he runs every red light, but someone never gets hit. It's like that one character from Deadpool, the lucky girl.
Oh, Domino.
Yeah. How,
Domino.
she has this like field around her, so like nothing can touch her, nothing can hurt her. That's Nick. Nick when he's driving. Nick with 1 ounce of alcohol in his system.
As long as I have a beer in my hand, I can't. Nothing bad will ever happen to me.
And it never spills either.
We never actually answered the question.
What was the original question?
What
it was
is
like
the
a tangent and a half.
What is the intrinsic value of an individual?
I don't know how to answer that. I've been looking at this question since you put it in the topics a few days ago, and
Everybody's worthless. Okay, next topic.
I don't know. I guess it's just like what we assign to each other. It's all kind of, what is it, conceptual, I guess? Like,
Everybody's got a different answer.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about philosophy.
okay. If we're talking about
everybody-
like life itself, then it's like, well, how much do you value like life? I guess we could be a part of that, like since we are.
I think the main stance in this is utilitarianism, how the fuck you say it. Yeah, which basically just means like how much happiness can you bring to the most amount of people is basically how it works.
Yeah.
And there's 2 types of it. One is like you have to live by a specific set of rules to be happy, and you can only follow those rules to a T and you can't go against them. And another one is you can like if you lied, some utilitarians would say that that's not right and that you can't lie, you always have to tell the truth. Whereas another group of people would say that if you lie to make people happy, then that's okay, and that will inevitably be better for more people. So it's just it just depends. But their whole thing is like is how much happiness you could bring to the most people, and that's basically how much you're worth. If you can bring a lot of happiness, then
It's
you're
kind of
good
like
to go.
Kind of like one angle of it would be like, oh, ignorance is bliss.
Kinda,
you
yeah.
know? Or
That's like
I happen to disagree with that. I think I'd honestly probably rather live like with the truth, just because it gives you a broader perspective. I feel like because if you're living under a delusion, where you think everything is fine, or you just like you think something, but it's not true at all, then I don't know. I feel like it's eventually that will come out and it will be detrimental to more people in the end.
Because I ask this because I think as a society we deem people worth what they do in life, like their jobs. If they do the arts, they're not considered very important, whereas if you're in government or medical jobs, you're considered more important.
I think the different generations will definitely say different things about it.
Which I was wondering, like, how do we change that? How do we change that view?
Yeah, I would like to change that because I heavily disagree with that. Like that notion. The older I get, the more I disagree with like how, at least in American society, I feel like especially the kind of values that we put on. I feel like we put a lot of value in material things. Like we're a very materialistic, to be honest, very greedy country. And I really hate that. And I hate that that's kind of like, that is like people aren't like that necessarily all the time. It is just like the system kind of hits you over the head with that thing. It kind of forces you to give into those worst impulses, and to give into greed and to give into materialism.
When you think about it, I mean, that's basically what America was built on, though. That's why people fought for their country, was for material aspects. Our land, our freedom. I guess freedom is material, but I guess our land, which constitutes our freedom. That's what they fought for, So that's what every American is built on.
It was also because of the amount of money that the government was making people pay at the time, which was why they split up from Britain.
A very close, kind of close in the same realm. That I want to ask is, do you guys believe that free will exists?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's very circumstantial though. Like I feel like people are. Well, okay, so like another thing that I feel like a lot of people in our society, at least, again, American society, mainly broadly speaking, we put a lot of like emphasis on the individual. You know, we're very individualistic. Everyone, it's like, oh, well, you made some mistakes in life. Well, they're always your fault. Everything's always like where you are in life. You ended up there because of like choices that you've made, when I don't think that's always the case. Like a lot of the time we are born into systems that we can't help but be stuck into. You know, like if you're born into poverty and it's really hard to escape that, you know, but someone would come along and like blame you for it. It's like, well, you know, I feel like that's generalizing. You can't look at every single person's situation like that. I would like that to change. And in that case, I feel like free will does exist, but we are very heavily influenced by the people that we grow up around and the systems that we grow up in and that we were born into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Totally agree.
That's what I think about that. I don't know. I'd really like to think harder about free will question.
In terms of philosophy, it is very debated. There's two rules of thoughts. There's hard determinism and soft determinism, and they're very opposite. So hard determinism basically means that everything is set out from the beginning. Like everything is already where it needs to be. Like it's going to happen. Everything's meant to happen. It was already laid out beforehand. That's hard determinism.
I don't
Soft
agree with
determinism basically just means that we kind of go about it as we go, and we can control what happens, you know? It's really weird. The topic of free will is such a wide and vast like topic that whenever we learned about it, we had to focus on like kind of a specific group of people, like Kant and John Locke and those kind of guys, because it's just such a wide view, and so many different people will say one thing or the other. Yeah,
it's a deep question because it just like it leads into so many other things. Like obviously what I said is I have an answer, but like what I just said was my answer more or less. But to really, you know, get the full picture, I'd have to really sit and think about it forever, you know, like really, really sit down and think about it. Like it's not something I could do within an hour podcast,
yeah, for sure.
Like.
I think,
yeah,
we could have an entire episode just based on those two
for
questions.
sure.
Exactly.
We can move off that, but just right before the last thing I want to add is I think you can basically just make an answer if you believe in hard determinism or soft determinism. Do you think everything's laid out? And if not, like me personally, I think that we can make our own choices. Like, I think it's kind of dumb to just believe that everything's set from the beginning and how it's going to be, because
Agreed.
it's kind of like, it's the same
Agreed.
concept of like, if you know a movie's going to end, then why watch it? You know, because you want to see what's in between. You know,
Right.
you want to make the decision.
I feel like a lot of religious people would believe in hard determinism because, you know, it's the whole God's plan thing. Whereas like I've never been religious, so I don't gravitate towards that kind of thinking. You know, for me, it's I don't think that things happen for a reason necessarily. You know, of course, I don't really know. I don't have the fucking secrets of the universe or anything over here, but like, you know, at least as far as I can tell, I feel like a lot of things are just random. You know?
Yeah, everybody's got the choice to do what they want to do, man.
Yeah.
But all right. Side question, leeway, anime. Have you guys watched Dandadan?
Yes.
I am the only one here who has not watched it.
Dude,
I love
it's
it.
like the next
I love
Cyberpunk,
it so
I'm telling
much.
you.
No, like
It's great.
I got to get around to it. No, I was telling them before because
It's
Bree and
so
Nick have been
good.
on it.
And the intro
I don't-
song is
I don't-
fire.
I don't think it's going to be the next Cyberpunk.
Listen, Cyberpunk was great, all right? Dandadan's like a close second.
Cyberpunk
And
was
then
amazing.
Chainsaw Man's like up there in third.
I haven't watched Chainsaw Man.
I have also not watched
What?
Chainsaw Man.
Dude.
I don't know why. Did the Chainsaw Man, like the hype around that series, I wasn't that interested at the time. And
You should give it a chance.
I don't know why. I didn't get around to watching the show. There was another show
JJK's
like
also
that.
really good.
Oh, I think it was JJK. I mean, I've watched JJK now, but like JJK at the time, like when it was really like popular, I wasn't like that interested in watching
And
it.
the first 4 episodes are slow, all right? And because I watched it like way back before it got super popular, and I watched the first episode and I was like, nah, this kind of sucks, so I never finished it. And then it got really, really hyped up, and everybody kept telling me to watch it, so I rewatched the first episode, and then after you get like 2 or 3 episodes in, it starts to really pick up, and you're like, whoa, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm like pretty far in now. I think I have like 6 episodes left of the last season. I think I'm on like episode 18 or 19, and it is good. I'm enjoying it, but it's not like holding me there. It's not like I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my god, I have to see the next episode.
Like Attack
it's
on
like I
Titan.
watch. Yeah, dude, it's like
Yeah.
or like Cyberpunk or like any other of my favorite shows. Which, by the way, Attack on Titan. Anyone on listen to this podcast knows Attack on Titan's my favorite. Cyberpunk is definitely up there for like top 10, top 5, somewhere up there. But
I
yeah,
was just rewatching Attack on Titan, but I can't figure out where to watch the 3rd season at, so I had to stop.
oh, you cut out.
Oh,
Is
I
Caden
was.
cutting out for anyone else?
Am I?
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, you started cutting out a little bit.
Am I good? Better now?
Yeah, you're fine.
I was rewatching Attack on Titan a little while ago, and I just had to stop watching it because I couldn't figure out what to watch the 3rd season.
At that point, it's just best to start over. Honestly,
No, like
I've
I did start
rewatched
over,
the show,
and I
like,
got
so
to the
many
3rd
times
season,
now.
and I couldn't figure out where to watch it.
Oh,
Oh my! What the fuck
Cut
is
out again.
happening?
Your internet's taking a shit or something. I don't know.
It could be because you have your camera on.
It might be my microphone.
might be.
I'm not sure.
All right. Do we want to leave the anime waifu segment in while Caden was gone?
yeah. We'll leave that in.
Am I still cutting out? Are we good
No,
now?
no, you're fine
You're
right
good.
now.
Okay, cool. I don't know what we were talking about.
Yeah, it got kind of random. Nick asked while you were gone because you said you wanted to fuck Power. So
Oh,
who is our anime waifus? Who we want to smash?
Oh shit! Oh, dude, that's a great.
Dude,
question.
I said at first Lucy from Edge Runners.
Look, Lucy was cool, but
Yeah, you're a Rebecca guy. I know.
I'm more a Rebecca,
Rebecca
guy,
is
but
hot.
there's nobody in that. Oh, dude, she is hot. There's nobody in that anime I'd fuck.
Nobody?
No, not from what anime were we talking
Edge
about? Not
Runners?
from Cyberpunk. Yeah,
Why?
sorry, my fucking. I don't know. I just never really found them hot. I thought they were really cool, but I didn't think they were hot.
It was just Lucy for me. That was it.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, they were all pretty mid, but the story was really good.
Wait, Nick.
Yeah.
Rebecca or Lucy? I haven't asked you that question.
I'm gonna stand with Caden on this one.
Yeah,
Oh,
baby. Rebecca's
nice.
better, bro. He should have been with Rebecca. Lucy was toxic. She had dyed hair.
I don't know. I kind of agree. I kind of don't. I really liked
Look,
Lucy.
I
and,
still liked Lucy. I'm
David's story.
not saying Lucy's bad. However, I think the storyline.
Oh no, he's cutting out again. Fuck. No, this is like that one episode we did like 3 months ago where we were all just fucking all our mics were taking a shit.
Maybe we can finish the episode off with you, me, and Nick.
If Caden keeps, if we can't hear him, then it might have to be like that.
Well, I mean, you can still hear me in the recording, so I might have to just dip.
Yeah, we can hear you right now. So while you
All
have
right.
some power left.
I will see you all next time. Thank you.
All right, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
there
We'll
it goes.
have to go
All
on
right.
without Caden. He's
Appreciate
having
it.
connection
So sorry,
issues.
audience. I love you, all of you.
All right,
Yeah, I must fuck Power.
all right. See ya.
Wants to fuck Power.
Yeah, that's his closing statement. I want to fuck Power
Yeah. And Rebecca.
and Rebecca. All right. Well, that was interesting. That's the first time we've ever had that happen. Someone actually drop out in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
All right. Should we go back to the waifu topic, or should we just like switch
Yeah,
gears
if
here?
you want to.
Yeah.
I'm fine with talking about my waifus.
That green-haired chick from JJK is bad. I'm just gonna say that.
JJK.
Maki.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's why I put
don't know,
that. I took a screenshot because I don't know why the hell Zoro's there.
I don't like female characters of JJK.
Why?
Like, appearance-wise.
Okay, Nobara, kind of bad. A little bit. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't like that, but I do. Just her. None of
Not
the other.
really for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know why. I kind of. She kind of hot a little bit.
I like her personality.
Yeah, so do I. None of the other female characters really. Yeah, they don't really stand out to me.
Yeah. I like the male characters in JJK.
You know
most
what?
of them.
You know what male character I don't like from JJK?
Gojo.
No, I like Gojo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I love Gojo. He's great. He's funny.
Okay.
He's honestly what kept me watching for like the first couple episodes. I'd say.
That's fair.
Yeah, because the other two are really not that interesting. To be completely
Which one
honest.
do you not like?
Isn't his name's Toto, right? The big buff dude.
Oh,
You don't
yeah,
like
him.
Toto?
Not really. I don't know. I mean, he's kind of funny.
I think you'll
But-
like him if you keep watching.
Yeah, I don't know how he is in season 2, but like, him and I keep wanting to call him Ichigo. Fucking what's his name?
Yuji.
Yuji. Yeah, him and Yuji.
He's Ichigo 2.0.
He basically is Ichigo. Yeah, him and Yuji had their like big fight and all that, which is a few episodes after I stopped watching, and he's funny, I guess, but like I don't know, he kind of was grating after a while. His character started to get on my nerves a little bit.
My favorite character from JJK is Nanami.
Which one is that?
I think I had a stroke.
Nanami?
The blonde-haired guy.
Blonde-haired guy.
Season 2.
He's in season 1.
Oh, is he?
Wait, is he the guy that's just like salmon and shit all the time?
No.
No.
Bonito
he's,
flakes.
he's the one. He has those like glasses on, those weird round glasses.
I'll bring up. A
Oh,
picture in a
him.
second.
Yeah,
him.
his curse technique is really fucking cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the main thing that got me to start watching JJK again was the power system. I really like the power system.
It's interesting.
It's cool. I fuck with it. I think it's really interesting. Like I watched a video on it before I started watching JJK again. And I don't know, I just found it like really intriguing.
I think that there was a video that like compared the power system in Bleach and JJK.
JJK's is
And it was really interesting.
yeah, from my experience watching both shows, I feel like JJK's is way easier to understand.
Oh, it was comparing like the fights
Oh.
in JJK and Bleach, like stylistically, how they are.
Yeah, they're pretty similar. I mean, it's obvious that like he took inspiration from Bleach, but
Yeah.
as far as like understanding them goes, sometimes when I'm watching Bleach, I get a little lost with all the like terminology and stuff.
Yeah.
I think mostly because
That's
a
fair.
lot of the words are not like English based at all, so it's like it's
Right.
hard for me to remember. Like it doesn't stick into my brain as well as like terms from other anime does.
Honestly, I have a hard time understanding JJK's power system.
Yeah, some of it's kind of vague, but I don't know. It comes to me easier than Bleach does, but that might be because Bleach has like 4 different magic systems,
Yeah.
which are all really good. When you actually get down to it, they work really well together. But like, yeah, as far as understanding them goes, you have to really be paying attention.
Yeah.
In my
And
opinion.
it's also like a commitment.
It is, yeah.
JJK just doesn't grasp me, I guess. Which is weird because it's so inspired by Bleach.
I think it's like it fills that niche of like generic shonen,
Yeah.
but that's all it is really. Like I like the power system, like I said, but what falls flat for me and like what doesn't keep me that engaged is the characters. I just don't think the characters
Yeah.
are that good.
I like Nanami and Yuji.
Yeah,
And that's really... I mean, I like Gojo, but that's really about it.
exactly.
Like, it doesn't feel like the characters are well developed enough,
Like-
which could change in season 2.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, you're okay. You're okay. Like, who's the other guy who's like the part of the core 3? It's like Nobara, Yuji, and whatever.
Megami.
Yeah, Megami. He's not interesting at all.
Yeah, I know.
He is so boring.
He just doesn't... He reminds me of, like, Ryu, but worse.
Yeah, worse. Like, Uryu at least had like somewhat of a personality that was like distinct. I feel like Megumin is just like really moody, and that's it. That's like his only vibe.
Yeah. Which could be like a Sasuke-ism, because
Could be.
I didn't like Sasuke either when
No,
I was
I-
watching Naruto.
Yeah, dude.
I almost...
I didn't like the show, period.
Yeah, I didn't like the show either. I never watched any more of Naruto besides like
I watched 1 episode.
I think I watched 10 episodes, and this was when I was first getting into anime when I was like 15. So, dude, I was watching like so many shows like back to back. I was just on a fucking binge. I feel like every kid who gets into anime does that. Like they just watch a ton of shows in a short span of time. And I got to Naruto, and it was so boring. I could not stick with it.
It just didn't fill the niche that I needed.
Yeah, it sucked.
And I liked the Nine Tails, but I just didn't like most of the characters. I like Naruto, But that was it, really, besides, like, Kakashi.
Yeah, he's okay. I mean, I guess, like, I can't really give a full opinion on his character because, again, I only watched 10 episodes and it was child Naruto, which I feel like most people consider to be his, like, a most annoying incarnation.
Yeah.
You know, like, the believe it and all that shit from the English dub. But yeah, there was no other... Well, okay, I'd say the only character I liked from Naruto is probably Kakashi.
Yeah, Kakashi is pretty good.
Yeah.
I won't say, like, he's the best, but...
Yeah, I don't know. It's just...
Naruto just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, if I didn't like it back then, I feel like I definitely would not like it now. Because I look back at a lot of shows that I watched when I was younger, and I just kind of... Not cringe necessarily, but I'm just like, oh, if I was to revisit this now, I would most certainly hate it or just not like it.
Yeah.
Like a Fairy Tale or like
Oh, yeah.
7 Deadly Frames, dude. Oh my god.
I could never get into Fairy Tale. I tried to. It just did not.
Did you ever watch that, Nick? I feel like you would watch it.
I've never watched Fairy Tale. I have watched most of Seven Deadly Sins. What's sad is I think Seven Deadly Sins actually started off good, but it just degraded as it went on.
No.
The animation started off good. The story itself, I think, was kind of like, yeah.
It was always bad.
I watched it when I was younger, so I'd have to watch
same.
I'd have to rewatch it again for my opinion to change.
Exactly. I would probably...
I
Hate it.
hate Meliodas.
he sucks.
I
We
hate
need to-
Meliodas.
Well, yeah, he's just your
The only
generic
one that I
perv.
liked was Bon.
We need to talk about like the real best anime, and it would be Baki. Come on.
Baki, true. Have we ever talked about, like, since we actually started watching Baki, did we
Yeah.
ever mention that on the show?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Incredible story building, incredible artwork. The animation, fine.
I love Baki.
The story, nonsensical, but
Complete.
entertaining.
I love
Even
looking
the
at the
animation is
nude buff men.
nonsensical.
Yeah.
I think that kind
I
of...
like how every part of their body just has more muscles than the human body should have.
Yeah,
Including their face.
Yeah.
their finger could outlift me.
Yeah, they're bench pressing with one finger.
Recently, I saw a post that said something along the lines of, Baki is so ridiculous that we all believe this, and there was the picture of the manga panel that was edited where there's a guy in bed, and he has, like, his neck wrapped up, and his whole body is gone.
What?
I don't know.
Is that real?
I don't
No,
know.
it isn't. It's edited.
Okay, it's not a real
but
panel.
a lot of people believe that it was real
I would
because Baki
100%.
is just so ridiculous.
I didn't know that wasn't real. I just assumed it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, someone show me that picture. I gotta see that. Because I
Yeah, give me a
100%
second.
would have
I'll
been one of
put
those
it to,
people.
I'll put it to Hangout.
Have we keep saying this, Nick and I, every okay, I see the picture. I'll put this up on YouTube for anyone who wants to see. Yeah, like, Nick, we keep saying that we're going to watch this when we get high. Have we, though? Have we ever?
I don't think we have.
Yeah, because we keep saying we're going to do it, but I don't think we've ever gotten around to it. And I would
think the
like...
last time you tried, it locked you out of...
Yeah, fucking Netflix,
Netflix.
dude. We're always
Oh,
getting
yeah.
cucked by Netflix over at my house. Every time everyone comes over and want to watch something, it's a 50-50 chance that Netflix will just, sign me out because of the stupid password sharing. Do you guys want to hop to a different topic? I still have
sure.
plenty in here that we didn't even touch. So I had a question the other day. Do you guys have anything that, like, okay, something happened in culture that will most likely never happen again? Do you miss that? Like, do you have anything like that? Like something that happened but probably won't happen again. Do you miss that thing? And I worded that horribly, but
You may need to re-explain it.
Okay.
9/11.
yeah, when will we get 9/11 part 2? No. What's the thing that happened in culture but will most likely never happen again that you miss?
I need an example because I'm not smart enough for this question.
I think Woodstock.
Woodstock? Okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah, I never got to, like, experience Woodstock.
Woodstock is just like a giant music festival, right?
Yeah.
An example I could give you, Nick, for this question is probably like what Bree said, because like Woodstock is no longer a thing that happens. Probably also,
Or at least not like it used to be.
yeah, maybe like a piece of technology that is kind of like defunct now. like fucking
Experiencing like a PSP.
yeah, sure, like a PSP, like a console, or I keep wanting to say fucking voting machine. I don't know why I'm saying voting machine. The fucking like an answering
want to
machine,
vote.
like an answering machine. I know that's like super boring, but that's just an example I could give you.
The Travis Scott burger.
Travis Scott burger, the Grimace shake, perhaps. We tried both of those, and
Grimace
honestly,
I never
really
got to
good,
try
actually.
the Travis Scott burger, the Travie
it
Patty.
is mid. It's basically just a burger.
It cut my tongue a lot.
Yeah,
How?
me, Bree, and Joseph. Okay, so Bree, Joseph,
The
and
pickles.
I went and got the fucking Travis Scott meal, and each of our burgers had something wrong with it. I think mine was like overly salty. Joseph's had way too much
Yeah,
lettuce on it.
it was the fries that were overly salty.
Yeah, my fries were overly salty. Joseph's burger had like a shit ton of lettuce on it,
Yeah.
and then Bree's pickles were sharp somehow. I don't know how that works, but just stuck like
It
razor
like
blades in
literally
there.
cut my tongue.
Pickles were too sharp.
Pickles
back,
hurt me.
go back up to the window, just draining blood from your mouth. Like, what the fuck is this?
It's
She
actually
ran
a
up to the
vampire.
window. Yeah, I asked this question, and yet again, I don't really have an answer for myself.
I don't know if it's not really cultural, but I used to go down to the library to buy video games all the time.
Mm.
Just like those old Xbox 360 games
Yeah.
that you just don't really enjoy anymore.
Yeah,
Or they're
Steph and I
just-
used to do that too.
Yeah, there's this one game that I very vaguely remember playing, and I have no clue what the game was, and I haven't been able to find it anywhere or look it up or anything. I just can't find it.
Could you describe it?
It was a first person shooter, but it was like a story mode kind of shooter. And I don't really remember the environment. I just remember fighting this one not giant guy, but like a tanky dude during the story. He had like a minigun or something. I just don't remember it.
It's like your own personal lost media. That's how Bree and Joseph and I feel with that one fucking movie we talked about.
Oh my god, yeah.
The COVID alien movie or whatever the fuck. Do you
I
remember
wish
you
I
guys
could
explaining
find that.
to me.
Yeah, dude, we talked about that forever ago.
I remember, like, being on the couch and just, like, being on my phone or something, and then you guys see that movie.
Yeah, Bree wasn't even looking at the TV,
Yeah.
so you didn't even see like what Joseph and I saw. Like,
No, I didn't. But then you, like, replayed it, and then I got to see
I want to experience that again so badly. Okay, I think I might have an answer for this though. It is music related because you kind of gave me an idea. I would probably say a Linkin Park concert with Chester. Yeah. Like an OG. Oh, no. Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Absolutely Rage Against the Machine, because that is something that I really highly doubt will ever happen again.
In that same vein, I'd probably want to see, like, MSI.
Mayhem.
No.
Fuck no, you would not want to go to one of those concerts.
Yeah. I don't really feel like getting HIV.
Watch
Because-
Dead blow his head off on the stage. Yeah.
There's another band that I can't think of that stopped touring before I listened to them that I'd like to see.
Yeah,
But I can't
'cause,
remember
like-
which one it is now.
I would go with Linkin Park, but even though Chester's not alive, they are back together as a band, so I do have a chance to go see them in concert.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same, obviously, but it's still like a chance. Whereas like Rage Against the Machine, I don't know if they'll ever get back together. I did some research online and I wanted to see like when their last tour or concert or whatever was, and it said in 2020, but Zach, the lead singer, he like fucked up his ankle or something on stage, so then they had to cancel the whole thing, which it probably would have been canceled anyway because of the pandemic. But like, man, I don't know if they'll ever
I don't know.
perform.
I got to see Tool in 2020 before
Tool?
the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know when this happened, like what point in the year. I mean, I guess it
Yeah.
would have been before, but that'd be my answer, honestly. You don't have anything, Nick?
Oh, I thought I answered already.
Oh,
Yeah, he did.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to find the trailer to a movie that I found because the whole COVID thing you guys mentioned reminded me of it. And it's just like this discount movie I found. that mixes like the DC and the MCU with like Star Wars. It's weird. I know I'm trying to find it, but
Finding like the bargain bin at like Family Dollar.
no. I was looking up a movie on the pirating website I have.
I'd one other thing. I'd like to experience fandom pre 2014.
What do you mean fandom? Like fandom in general?
Yeah.
What's
Like
the
any
difference now?
fandom. It was a lot more chill back then. Like now it's like there's a lot of people that feel they have a superiority complex over people. And it's like people are constantly attacking each other. There's constant drama. And I know from being in fandom years ago that it wasn't always like that.
That's true. I do feel like for whatever reason, the internet has gotten a lot more fucking insane over the last 10 years.
Well, it's because more people are on it now.
It's
Not
also,
as many people used to be on it.
Also, I feel like a lot more of it is in like the spotlight, whereas before the people like that who were kind of insane about shit. Because I mean, those people always existed, even like pre 2014, like you're saying. They were more like hidden, I guess. But maybe that's also just like the internet not being as big too.
I think that I talked about this last time, kind of, but Blue Sky is a lot like old fandom.
Oh, right. Yeah, the art Twitter thing.
Yeah. To where, like, you can curate your own space, and you don't get as much, like, hate as on, like,
it's just because, dude, Twitter is just
Instagram.
so toxic, especially now. Are you still on Twitter? Do you still have it?
I still have it, but I only use it to look at art.
I'd just delete it if I were you, dude. It's probably better for your mental health, honestly.
I would, but there's so many artists that I like on there that haven't gone to Blue Sky
Yeah.
yet. Like, I finally got it to where I can, like, have the stuff that I like on it.
So Blue Sky is called Blue Sky now? So can they have that name now that Blue Sky Studios just doesn't exist anymore?
They don't exist?
Well, Disney got rid of them. They like disintegrated it.
I did not know they bought them, but I guess I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they bought them and shut them down.
I mean, probably like that domain is up for grabs, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found.
Do you guys want to move on to another topic?
Yeah, I found the movie. It's called Avengers of Justice: Farce Wars.
The thumbnail is just some guy drinking a fucking beer. What is the shit? This looks like ass.
It is ass, but it's a full-length movie.
Wow.
You know, I feel like that's something we could make a series out of, is like picking shitty, obscure ass movies and then watching them. I mean, we already did that as a hobby before, so we might as well
I'd
make
like
it into
to,
videos.
Honestly.
Yeah, I'd be so down for that. Honestly, if you guys wanted to do it over like Discord or something, we could like stream it.
Like a watch party.
Yeah,
and
then like upload it. Yeah, I'd be so down for that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Though I think that we may need to like.
I could dedicate a little corner of our YouTube channel for that.
Well, I was going to say like a Patreon or something because it might copyright things.
True. Funny enough, we do actually have a Patreon. I just haven't plugged it because we don't have enough fans for that. Although I do want to plug it anyways because I want to do those little bonus episodes. Even if nobody like listens for a long time, I don't care. It's fun.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
I think that you can also make it like however much.
Oh, like the cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can lower it quite a bit.
So like you could have it like at $1 or something.
That's what I would do. Like even if we had some fans, I would just probably put it at $1.
Yeah.
I'd be grateful that anyone would even pay for our shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the robots that Nick put in?
Or the Elon Musk robots.
Dude, those things weren't even.
They were controlled and voiced by just normal people.
And they're also like, I think they're just supposed to be a proof of concept, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of I guess they're just like advertised like they could just clean your house or whatever.
Would you guys want, like, okay, say it's not just a proof of concept, say in like, I don't know, 30 years or 20 or fuck it, right now maybe. Would you if that thing like it was like fully automated, had some AI in it, and it was designed to do household chores, would you guys want that in your house?
No.
No.
No,
Why
because
not?
eventually it'll just go rogue, grab my kid, and threaten to jump off a building.
Like Detroit Become Human.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not sure. I guess it depends on what the technology is like by then.
Yeah, I'm not sure, like, to fear... I mean, I do kind of fear AI as, like, a broader question, you know, about AI.
I'm not into AI.
No, like, especially AI art. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone here on this podcast likes AI art. It's dog shit, and nobody supports it.
It's awful.
It is awful, and I hate the idea that there is a possibility it would like replace human art, which personally I don't think that would happen.
It would just keep inbreeding itself.
Yeah, Seth talked about that a couple episodes ago. How eventually AI art will get to the point where if everything else is AI art, it's just going to start using other AI art as references, and then it'll just turn into a fucking hodgepodge of shit, which it already is. It's already dog shit. I mean, I don't think I've ever been fooled by AI art.
It's already kind of cannibalizing itself.
Exactly, yeah. It's doomed to fail, and you're never going to be able to replace that human element, you know?
Yeah.
Like that creativity.
I have a problem with it whenever people use AI art and then they try and sell it. Because I've seen a lot of people do that.
Yeah,
especially on Etsy, especially on Fiverr.
Exactly. Using it is one thing to like, if you just like on this podcast a couple times in the past, I've used some AI art for the thumbnails, but it wasn't anything that like, I'm not trying to sell it, you know? It's just like I needed a quick image to throw in real quick. I've only done it a couple times. So like that, I feel like is somewhat harmless, you know, because it's pretty easy to tell this is AI generated. But if you're trying to sell it, that's where the big issue is. I agree with that.
I have heard that it is bad for the environment, but I mean, most things are.
What do you like, passing AI art around?
I mean, just like generating AI pictures and stuff.
Oh, well, to be fair, I didn't generate these pictures myself. I just kind of looked up something and. You know,
no, I'm just saying in general, like, in itself, it's still harmful.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like the NFT stuff.
Fuck NFTs.
Yeah,
exactly.
NFTs are so fucking stupid. I hope they never come back. I mean, they kind of, like, there's like an underground group of people that I feel like still support that shit, but in the mainstream, it's going to be really hard to sell that idea again, because it's just so shitty.
What was it? One of the YouTubers that I watch and actively like, he did a video on NFTs, like, defending them. And I was just so disappointed.
That's how it feels whenever you guys told me that Mike Shinoda had a fucking NFT website. That's how it feels. Yeah. It hurts. Bree, you never answered the AI question, did you?
Oh, which one?
Oh, like, about like, if the Tesla, like, robots were actually, like, fully functional with AI, would you want that in your house, like, doing chores and shit for you?
I don't know how to answer that question, because I feel like I'd be taking advantage of it.
In what way?
In what way?
Well,
what are chores, Bree?
Well, whenever you think of, like...
What would you have the robot
jerk me off right now.
Usually what happens is the AI develops a conscience, and, like... I don't know. I just feel like it would be too much of a person.
Wait, you're saying you would take advantage of it, or it would take advantage of you?
No, I would take advantage of it.
How?
Like, I don't know, but it's like a slave, basically.
Which you mean...
buy it, and then you make it clean up for you.
Do you guys have a Roomba?
I just feel like that's... No.
Would you ever buy a Roomba?
Probably
not. What about a vacuum cleaner? You and that?
Oh yeah, but that's not AI.
Does your vacuum cleaner have AI?
No.
You're saying the robot would develop a conscience?
Wait.
It could.
Okay, Brie, you said you would take advantage of it, but purposefully or accidentally?
Well, like, buying it and then making it clean up.
Okay, like say you knew it
do
had
all
a
that.
say you knew it had a conscience. Like you mean you would take advantage of it on purpose, be like treat it like your slave?
No, well, no, I'm saying like just buying it in general, and then like.
And then it develops a conscience later, and then you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
feel bad for this. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. I agree with that. I was thinking about this the other day too. Like a lot of people, I feel like humans are like we attach emotions and like personalities to inanimate objects.
Yeah.
You know, that's just something that we do. And I personally, I'm the type to do that kind of thing, I feel like. So it'd be really hard for me to like also have like a fully functional AI, even if it wasn't sentient, you know, wasn't like conscious. I would feel kind of bad, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say, really.
And probably the cost of it would be equivalent to like paying somebody to clean your house for you.
Well, true, but the difference being is it's like a one-time buy,
Yeah.
and
But-
who knows like what the life expectancy is on this thing. It could be like fucking
Yeah.
10 years or 15 years or some crazy shit.
Yeah. It really all depends on what the technology would be like. And if it has any
A soul.
ability to like somehow develop a conscience.
If it did, I'd probably just have it stop doing its chores, and I'd just like, I don't know,
Okay.
teach it about the human condition or something.
You're not gonna live
Yeah.
here rent free.
Yeah, make it start paying, go get a job. No, that'd be depressing. I wouldn't do that.
I did have a conversation with my professor about AI, and he brought up like the robots that were being made, and he said something along the lines of, would it be bad really if robots take over our jobs and stuff like that? Because
That
whenever you could like use them as the working force and pay attention to your social life and gain to enjoy human life and humanity and all that.
that entirely depends on the system that we live in. Like if you were to take like fully functional like AI, I'm not talking about sentience, but like, you know, if you were to introduce a shit ton of automation into our current capitalist society right now, then yes, it would be a big issue. And that's because the
It's built
wealth,
on money.
yeah, it's built on money, and the wealth in this country, especially and in capitalist nations, is held in the hands of a few, meaning that they can dictate, you know, like your boss can dictate your salary, your hours, your wage. They can decide all of that, and if they don't like you for whatever reason, they can fire you, and you really don't have a say a lot of the time. That's why unions and shit are formed. You don't have a say in all that. And if they wanted, they could look at a robot and be like, well, you know, this thing doesn't require sleep. It doesn't require food. It can work 24/7, and I don't have to pay it. It's cheaper to buy this thing and maintain it than it is to pay a workforce. So yeah, they could decide, well, you know what? Fuck the working class. We're just gonna, you know, introduce this automation, all this AI, and then yeah, it is a big problem for the average person, definitely. But in a different system where we are not solely dependent on working, like we don't have to work constantly just to survive, you know, just to live, then I feel like automation would be a great thing. If we lived in a system like that, I would much rather prefer to have automation, because it's like what your professor said, you could focus on the human aspects of life. You know, life isn't work, and it shouldn't be work.
Yeah, he was talking about it specifically from a we don't have capitalism perspective.
He's saying like if we didn't live in that system.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if we didn't live in that system, absolutely. I think it'd be amazing. And I'd love to see that someday. I really would, because I feel like so many people would be happier. You know, you take away all this excess work, because we already work longer than we should. You know, in my opinion, the 40-hour work week, it needs to die. It is long past its due date. We should not have to work 40 hours a week anymore, you know, especially with automation and all this other shit. But, you know, the powers that be don't we're not given that yet. We haven't been given that.
One thing I will say is that I noticed that whenever you don't have a job and you don't work, you tend to just die out
What do you mean?
faster. Like, after people retire, if they just, like, don't take on other work, they tend to just...
Well, I'm not saying get rid of work completely. I'm saying if we had automation and AI to do the menial tasks, like factory jobs,
Right, yeah.
fast food, stuff that really, in all reality, we're just wasting our time doing. Jobs that don't give us fulfillment,
Yeah.
which is the vast majority of jobs in this country.
Office jobs.
Yeah, office jobs too. The vast majority of jobs in this country are jobs that don't give people fulfillment, and that's why people are unhappy. If you had AI and automation to replace all that, people would find work in the things that they love doing, and you would have a better society by that point. Because there are people... Huh?
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
There would also have to be, like, a strict, very, very strict code of ethics going into programming AI.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you would obviously want to keep it, have rules and all that shit to it, I guess, so it couldn't develop, like, sentience. Is that what you mean?
Well, not necessarily that, but, like, say you have a robot as a 911 operator or something along those lines. You'd have to program some kind of empathy into it, and then
That's true, yeah.
you'd have to think very carefully about what you should program to make it, like, somewhat human.
See, I don't think that AI should take over a job like that. I feel like the human element of a job in that, like, that field, that type of work is very important. And, like, that's something that AI can't replace. Like, obviously, AI and automation, they can't replace everything. The point is to strike a balance to where our entire lives aren't just menial work that we hate, but because AI and automation is doing the stuff that we don't want to do, we can find enjoyment in work that actually matters to us. Like, people will innovate given more free time. If you got more free time and you're a creative person, you're you like engineering, you're a technical person, you will find ways to innovate and invent things because you have more free time, because you have your life isn't taken up with work constantly. It frees your mind to, your creativity will flourish. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to see that someday. I think that'd be great, to strike that balance.
In my ethics class specifically, for one of the last projects that we had, or, like, papers, we had to write a code of ethics for, like, specific AI. Like, there was one video he showed us that talked about self-driving cars.
Yeah.
And how that would very much need a code of ethics.
Yeah, like a very sophisticated computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they, whenever a person gets into an accident, they have to make a decision to cause the least amount of damage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's human. But if a AI does that, somebody has to program that in.
Well, you're saying that, like, it would go out of its way to, like, kill people?
Well, like, cause the least amount of damage. So if, like, if it could choose between crashing into a truck versus crashing into a car.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, it would crash into the truck because theoretically the truck could take more of a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
okay.
What would happen if the person in that truck died or something?
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, could that really be helped at that point? Like, would it be the AI's fault? Because theoretically, a person who had time to think about that sort of thing, they'd probably make the same assumption too, right?
Yeah. But there's a difference whenever it's, like, coded into the car versus, like, a split-second decision made by a human.
Well,
it has to be thought about, is what I'm saying.
I think the point that they want to get with self-driving cars is to avoid accidents. Because
Right.
in what kind of scenario is a self-driving car going to have to choose between crashing into a wall or a truck? Whether like it'd have to be something else coming at it. I don't ever hear about them like malfunctioning and going full speed anywhere. If anything, they have trouble going places.
Yeah, I did see with some of the early Tesla models a few years ago, I saw that it had one, or I don't know if it was one incident or a couple incidents where it was the Tesla was driving at night and a black guy like walked in front of it, and because his skin blended in with the fucking background, the car hit him. It didn't like register that there was a person walking in front.
Along with the same, like, not the same model, but like a Tesla.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen those like self-driving screens where it shows like the cars in front of it, like on a screen?
Are you talking about like augmented reality thing, like inside of a car?
No, well, not augmented reality, but like the AI will like detect cars in front of it, kind of, and then show it on the screen.
Yeah, I think I've seen what you're talking about, yeah.
But there was one video where it had like a semi-truck.
Oh!
And it was like, yeah, whatever. And it would like turn sideways.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
And like snap back, it would like glitch. But that's what I'm talking about. Like if a self-driving truck or car would think that a car is malfunctioning in front of it or whatever,
would it like not
it
know
could
what
get
to
into
do?
an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could like slam on its brakes or something and then cause the car in front of or behind it to smash in.
Cause like an 8-car pileup. I don't know. It's I mean, I don't know. It's whether or not you think the technology is there right now. Like I've never been inside of a Tesla. I haven't really seen much of how those cars operate, and I don't know what the statistics are on how often they fail. I mean, it's pretty advanced. It's impressive to me, but I'm not really sure if we're quite there yet with self-driving cars. Personally, I'd just like to see less cars in general, like less car infrastructure, because cars are expensive, man, and they're expensive to maintain. And like, you know, if we could have some other options, that'd be nice. Like trains and shit, dude. I would love that.
I think that having more
public transportation.
Yeah, public transport options would be good,
Yeah.
but I think that having cars is also good because it grants you independence as a driver.
Yeah, it does. And I'm not saying like abolish cars or anything, but like definitely here, at least in the US, it is so centric everywhere that it sucks. Like in my opinion, like I feel like it limits a lot of people because again, not everyone can afford a car or a good car. You know, personal experience here lately, my car, which has been a great car for the last 3 years, but you know, I've had to replace some things on it recently, and you know, it can get costly. And you never know when you got a car that's getting up there in miles and you can't necessarily afford to buy another one. It's kind of nerve-wracking, you know, especially when you got to drive like me. Like I have to drive like 20 miles to work on the days that I go to work, and it's not really fun to think about. You know, it's like, oh, what if this just takes a shit and breaks down on me? Like, what am I gonna do? You know, it would be nice if we had more public transportation options like trains. You know, I think a train system would be great.
Subways.
Not just subways, like, you know, like Japan and China, they have like bullet train systems. Like, dude, they got that shit down, and those trains are fast too. Like, they get across the country in like crazy amount of time.
The thing about like the public transport system in Japan specifically, there's a lot of sexual assault on trains because of that.
Because of the train itself? It's the train's fault?
Well, no, I'm saying like because of how, I wouldn't say like dependent, but a lot of people use trains in Japan, and there's a lot of
that's something clearly needs to be regulated, but I don't think that's like something you could tie to, bullet trains and train systems are bad because they cause sexual assault. I don't think they necessarily cause sexual assault.
I don't mean like they cause it, but like, with the amount of people that go on those trains, it's...
Yeah, it lends that option for creeps. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So guns kill people and trains assault people.
I never said that it was the train's fault. I'm
Just,
saying, like,
I guess we don't know what
humans.
other, like...
and society.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
could you
that's
stop
true,
touching
I
my
guess.
ass? And he just says, "It's a train, not me."
The train made me do it. Yeah, no, I kind of get what you're saying, but this sounds like another philosophical question.
I'm done with philosophy for the day.
Yeah, we have talked about a lot of philosophy. I was going to ask another question kind of related to the AI, but I think we've
that
gone
we
on
could
for long enough.
we could probably close it out with things we like.
Yeah, I wanted to make that time up from Caden's dilemma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and do things we
Caden's
like.
breakdown.
Yeah, Caden's mental
I
breakdown.
want to be quick about it. My headset's dying, and I can't plug it in.
Yeah, we'll be quick. I don't want to drag it on forever either. Shit, it's
So
me.
who
It's
goes
me first. Fuck. God, I don't have anything. I want to say Titanfall again, but I said that last week or last episode. Shit. Fuck it. I like The Punisher. I rewatched The Punisher lately.
Nice.
Yeah, like recently.
Arkin.
Yeah, Arkin. I really like the show. I want to rewatch Daredevil, but I'm waiting to do it with Jay. We watched like the first episode a while back, but we weren't in the mood to continue it, so we haven't yet. And I was like, well, my second favorite show out of those Marvel used to be Netflix shows was Punisher. And it holds up. I think I go back to watch it like every couple years. I'd say the first season is definitely a lot better than the second one. But it's nice. It's a good show. Anyone out there wants to is interested in that, go check it out. It's on Disney Plus.
One day I will finish Daredevil and watch The Punisher.
You never even started it, huh, Punisher?
No.
You should. It's good.
I do plan to, but maybe after my anime
Your binge.
list. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as good as Daredevil, but it's pretty strong series. I enjoyed it. What do you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Or Nick?
Your turn.
Okay. So I really like this anime Bleach.
Well, as long as it's not Elder Scrolls, fucking Elden Ring you're talking about again, I'm okay with that.
What's wrong with Elder Scrolls, man?
I just foreshadowed what Nick's will be.
Bloodborne?
Yeah, Bloodborne.
But anyway, a certain character has appeared in Bleach that I am excited about seeing more of. And, the new seasons have been,
Very good.
phenomenal.
Yeah, they are really good. Someone who's passively watches Bleach, I really enjoy it. Animation is stellar, and they're making good improvements to the story.
Yeah, I think I watch each new episode 3 times.
Damn, that's like me with Attack on Titan when it was airing. I'd watch because I was impatient. I wouldn't wait for the dub to come out, so I'd watch it in sub.
Yeah.
And then when the dub came out, I'd watch it again, and then I'd watch it a third time.
Yeah. Well, I watch it once by myself, with one of my friends.
Yeah.
And once with my dad. And then I wait till the dub comes out, and then I watch it again.
Oh, and then we watched it, so I guess 3 or 4, right?
Yep, exactly.
Has the newest episode come out yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What do you got, Nick?
I'm enjoying Dandadan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I will take a vow right here on the Banned from Broadcast podcast. I will watch Dandadan. Fuck it.
Good.
Yeah. I need
You
to.
should.
6
Need to
episodes.
get around
You can
to
finish
it.
it tonight.
Yeah, I saw that it was already dubbed too, which is nice because
Yeah, it was dubbed at the first episode.
yeah, I always prefer to watch my anime undubbed if I can. Just better that way for me. It looks
Anything
interesting.
you want to add to that, Nick?
No, but that reminded me of a question I wanted to ask you earlier, Bree. Did you watch JJK subbed or dubbed?
I watch it subbed.
Subtitles.
Really?
Okay.
Why?
I did not really prefer some of the voices. I would watch it dubbed for most of it, but whenever it, went to Mahito, specifically, I could not stand his dub voice.
Mahito. Oh yeah, dude. He sounds like Shigaraki, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think
little
that's
bit.
what's like ticking me off to it.
I see a lot
So
of
I'm
people.
like, I have to watch it in sub whenever he shows up.
Dude, I see I see a lot of people compare him and Shigaraki. Like they'll put him in like versus battles and shit like that.
Shigaraki.
Just kind of.
That
That name.
I mean,
from
he is
My
the
Hero
hand
Academia.
Oh
man.
yeah, it just sounds familiar to me, or sounded familiar.
Yeah, the hand man.
Oh, hand man.
They're both handmen. So,
Yeah, I think that's why people compare them because they can like kill you with one touch theoretically.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to go ahead and end it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think we have anything else to talk about.
Yeah, and Nick's headset is about to die.
Keeps
so
going.
we should
Boop,
go
boop.
ahead.
Rest in peace, Tony Todd.
Oh yeah, Candyman. All right, thank you everybody for listening to episode 70 of Banned from Broadcast. If you want to hear more from us, you can check us out on YouTube if you're not already there. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, and Castbox. And yeah, that's about it. We'll see you guys later.
Later, gamers.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.